Hey, we're going to talk about naturopathy. Did I say that right? Did I do okay? All right. Joining us here from the Concord Food Co-op, or courtesy of the Concord Food Co-op, we've got Dr. Amanda Hegnauer. She's a licensed primary care naturopathic doctor in New Hampshire, practicing as a primary care naturopathic doctor. All right. She also serves as a wellness educator for the Concord Food Co-op. Dr.Pamela Herring is also here. She's a licensed naturopathic doctor that's been doing this here since 1988 at the Naturopathic Clinic of Concord in 28 years. That's unbelievable. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right. We're talking about keeping ourselves healthy, but naturopathic ways aren't that far off the beaten path, are they?
Well, yes and no.
Okay, that's a perfect answer. Perfect answer. Because again, our primary goal as humans is to keep ourselves as healthy as possible.
Right.
It's just the way that you do it.
Correct. So we have lots of ways to do it that don't involve prescription drugs. And so that's what we like to teach people is try these things first. And then if you need a prescription drug, go for it.
Right. We have nothing against that. It's just that we have ways that can get you to where you need to be in a more natural way.
We do.
So this month's topic was, people, first of the year and having new health goals. And,
maybe changing up a little bit what you're doing.
So do you have individuals been coming to you and saying, yes, it's first of the year, I'd like to get into better health. And I'd be interested in what your approaches are. What is your recommendations, or the way you would just approach it with them?
Sure.
And it's already apparently anyone that had a new health goal for this year, we've already passed the date where most of them have already failed in that.
Have already bagged and said, okay, right. I know, but it's never too late to start over.
So true. No, I totally agree. I have so many folks coming in and they're saying, okay, Dr. Hegnauer, this is where I'm at now. This is where I want to be. How do I get there?
Great.
And so that's kind of where I think my role is in this whole thing is, okay, so we need to take it. I like to do things in a step-by-step process.
Well, that's okay. That's how you make change in your life.
Yeah, and that's true. And so by doing that, I find that in long term, that you're able to kind of carry that over from your New Year's resolution to actually incorporate that into your diet, lifestyle, and then you're completely changing. And so then the question is how do we do that?
Right.
Yes. And so,
of course. How do you get from point A to point B?
The golden question, right? Mm-hmm. And I think, it's very naturopathic. It's everyone is an individual. Mm-hmm. And so I try to work with the patient and figure out, okay, so like I said, you're here. What is the best way for you to get from point A to point B? It could be starting with a cleanse or whatever that may be and just clearing out the holiday fun food.
Yep.
And then starting over from there, and whether that's diet, lifestyle, and just everything.
And again, this is something you really it sounds like you touch on a little bit of everything in life.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Because I think there's so many pieces of the puzzle, whether that may be, maybe you have another underlying concern going on and we need to address that. And it's like that whole onion, I think, theory.
Absolutely. That you might find something, you peel it away, and you find something else. Okay, we got to deal with that too.
Exactly. And you may not even know you have that, which is sort of fun. And so that comes up to the surface, and then we address that, and then just keep on moving from there. It's a commitment.
It is a commitment. And Pamela, you really have to kind of bring the patient along and make them a primary part of their whole health.
You do.
Team, if you will.
You do. But by and large, I think that people that come to see us are already on that page. They know they're going to have to do some lifestyle changes. Mm-hmm. And so there's some general things most people might know, which, everybody can do in the beginning, such as, we know that sugar reduces your immune ability.
Sure it does. And there's processed sugar in everything.
Right. So cutting out sugar out of your diet, trying to stay away from people that have colds and flus, taking some general immune support like echinacea, vitamin C, and, maybe some zinc, and things like that support the immune system. And it used to be that people thought you could only take echinacea off and on, but now we know that you can take it all winter long, every day, and it will support your immune system.
I've always been an echinacea fan.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a placebo. I mean, it really does.
Yeah.
For me, in my head, it works.
Yeah, it does work. And so does vitamin C. You know,
Yeah.
Linus Pauling spent a lot of time on that one.
But again, it's and people may know this stuff, but half of your job is really kind of educating. Even if they are at a certain level when they first come in to see you, you're still educating
And reminding them.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people know things, but, you know, we all need reminders. Even we do.
Of course, yes, we do.
Absolutely.
Almost constant. Please, I'm a husband. I get every day. I need a reminder.
Do you have like a checklist of that with almost every client that you visit with of, let's go over these points? Yes. And so I'm interested in what is on that little checklist or some of the things that are on that checklist that.
Oh, you're
that are
sneaky, Greg.
common-
You're sneaky.
that are basically common for almost any individual that would come to you.
Yeah, I think like for me, it's I start with diet and lifestyle, absolutely, because that is kind of the center of our universe is
Right.
the gut and that
Absolutely.
type of thing. Yep, and then so we talk there, and then we move into like the supplements, like I'm completely addicted to elderberry right now.
Oh,
I think
nice.
it's so scrumptious. So then it's kind of going through, the supplements and that type of thing. And, you have the patients that do come in on their prescription medications and
Well,
how those
yeah.
are all contraindicated or not contraindicated and how that all plays into everything.
Yeah.
And then also I think really getting down to the lifestyle aspect of it is,
Right.
are you working, your 12-hour days, 6 to 7 days a week? And how is that going to influence your immune system? So it's like I could give you all of these supplements or whatever that may be and make all these changes, and you could be going to the gym, but if you're still living that lifestyle where your immune system
And there's
is
stress
struggling,
and anxiety, and your immune system
Yeah.
is beaten down every day,
Yeah.
if you will.
Yeah,
You're not
how are
getting
you
enough
gonna-
sleep.
No,
You know.
huge.
I'm totally
Yeah.
I'm totally
Yeah.
guilty on that. I'm
Stressed-
totally guilty on
stressed
that.
to the max. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does, and it brings the immunity down, and doesn't. I think, and this is probably the principle of what you guys do. It doesn't let the body do what the body can do to make you good.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
spot
it.
on.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
And this is, and it sounds like, Amanda, you just went through the checklist that Greg asked for. That was just the hey, where are you at?
Oh, yes.
Checklist.
Yeah.
Before we even move to where are we going?
Oh, yeah.
We got to get the where are we at. But again, that is education because everybody just kind of lives their life sometime without thinking about it.
Right.
And it's good to think about it.
Well,
It is good
well,
to-
to that point, though. I mean, then how does somebody change their lifestyle? How do they? Because again, it's such a pattern. So you're going through the motions every day. So it's, yes, if somebody's working 10 and 12 hours a day, it isn't something that they're going to change quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
No, but I sometimes I think it's something happens. Something just they got extra sick, or they can't seem to get back going on the 8th day that they're working for some reason, another 12-hour day,
Yeah.
and then something just happens to what their lifestyle has been, and they come up with the idea of I need to change, I need to do something.
Yeah, I
Right.
absolutely agree. I just got back from I was super fortunate to do a little bit of traveling. And in that time, I had no idea. I was doing that. I was totally guilty. The 12-hour day,
Yep,
6
I
days
know,
a week.
I
And then
know.
I got away from the computer and the phone. I was like, that's why I'm sick.
Yeah,
That's why I can't get out of the
yeah.
hole.
Right. Oh, well,
So-
and very important to vacation. It is very important to decompress, bring it down, and boy, if we could just split it up and go on 4 little vacations every year, we might be on a more even keel.
Yeah, agreed.
But in the meantime, people can also consider a different way to approach their health, and that's what naturopathic doctoring is all about.
Right. It takes a commitment.
Yeah.
A decision. Mm-hmm. Like a New Year's resolution is a decision. And people
Yeah, I know, but we need
sometimes
more than
do
a
it,
2-week commitment.
But they don't have a coach, so we can be their coach to, somebody to hold them accountable.
I was going to use the A word because really that's what it's, when they say go on an exercise thing, but have a buddy. So there's accountability.
Right.
This is the same thing too. Working with either of the two of you will bring accountability to somebody that has already said, I want to make these changes. But you do need to kind of have an accountability buddy.
Yeah,
You do.
Yeah, I agree.
To help make it work.
I think the family has a lot to do with that. I see a lot of families, and so it's like mom or dad come in and, you put together a plan, but then there's so many different folks within the family that you need to chat with as well, because you
to
need
bring them on.
Exactly. So talk about a commitment.
Yeah.
Do you ever have you ever, and again, no names obviously, but work with a patient that no, they're all against me, but I'm doing this anyway.
Yes.
And because I'm moving forward with the heck with them, I'm moving forward with this.
Yeah.
Or they'll come in and say, well, I can't cook 4 different meals every night.
I am not a short order cook.
Yeah.
This is not a diner. I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
So it is important to bring the whole family aboard.
All right.
And then everybody will benefit.
Well, again, I think so too. Even if mom is making me do this, it's really kind of okay. Kids, believe it or not, you're learning something.
Right.
Just by watching what your mom does. Let's do this. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll be back with more. We're talking about naturopathy. We're talking about healthy ways to kind of get yourself back on the resolution that you made for yourself that you maybe have already fallen off, because it's still the beginning of the year, and we have plenty of time. More coming up. It's Good Morning New Hampshire with the Concord Food Co-op on 107.7 The Pulse and 107.3 WEMJ. Hey, welcome back. Happy Friday morning. Talking with the Concord Food Co-op today. Dr. Amanda Hegnauer, Dr. Pamela Herring, both naturopathic doctors. But Pam, you also do some homeopathy. Is that kind of the same thing?
Well, it's not.
Or
it's part of the naturopathic modalities. It's
Okay.
one of the modalities that we use, but it's very specific. It's using microdoses of substances to stimulate the body's healing process.
Right. Again, allow the body to do what the body can do.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's, so that is one way for somebody to go should they come to you.
Right. And I use homeopathy with almost everybody, either constitutionally or sometimes acutely.
Right.
But there are things you can buy at the co-op, for example, like oscillococcinum. It's a big word, but
Okay.
begins with O.
Okay.
And if you ask for the one that's for colds and flu, there's somebody can help you to find it.
That's the one. Okay, great.
And it's great for cutting short the flu process.
But you got to act fast on that, right?
You gotta
You
jump
can't
on
you
it.
can't be waiting 4 days and go, yeah, well, my fever's about to break. I should take something.
You need
got
to
to jump right on it.
You do need to jump on it. In any case, you need to jump on it. If you
Yep.
start getting a sniffle or a little bit of a sore throat, if you get right on the echinacea, vitamin C, cut out the sugar, drink lots of fluids, you have a better chance of shortening that to a couple of days rather than a couple of weeks.
Right, because at that point, your immune system's probably already down.
Right.
You know, if you're starting to sniffle, you're starting to cough, you're starting to feel a sore
Exactly.
throat or something, you're already down.
But you can short circuit right off the bat.
That's,
Yeah.
the more people understand about their body, the more they realize, I mean, I have a fever. Well, that's your body doing a good thing. Your
Exactly.
body's
Right.
fighting. That's I
Yes.
mean, the fever's actually a good sign that your body's doing the right thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. But there is always that line as well, I suppose, too. It's okay, so your fever's going up, your body's doing what it needs to do. But if your immune system is not as strong as we want it to be, then it kind of goes to that next level. And that's where I think we come into play as well,
Right.
is we are able to make that decision. That's the beauty of naturopathic medicine, is we're able to make that decision. Okay, your fever is way too high. We absolutely
Yep.
must attack that. So I think that's important too. And then also you had mentioned, things to do, the fluids. Oh my goodness.
Fluids, you would
The water.
you would not believe how important
Yeah.
that is to your body.
Yeah, and the fact that you don't realize how much you do not drink your fluids.
I know.
Or the folks will come in and like, well, I'm drinking my Diet Pepsi, or lately it's Mountain Dew for whatever reason. I don't know what you're seeing, but I'm seeing a Mountain Dew
it's because
trend.
it's high in caffeine and it helps with the 12-hour days. That's why.
right.
That's
Painful.
exactly what Mountain Dew is.
Oh, it's
And trust
so
me,
painful.
I love my Diet Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
But I don't
We can
have it all
talk
the
later.
I don't have it all the time.
Yeah.
It is not a part of my regular
Yeah.
intake.
Yep. And so, what is appropriate and considered appropriate, maybe in our line of work, is what is good fluids, like
Yeah.
your waters and perhaps your electrolytes and that type of thing.
Herbal
So
teas.
important.
Yeah.
Love them.
Herbal
Yeah.
teas are wonderful. And then you can plus it up in herbal teas too.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, so these are great tips. Now, say somebody is listening to us now, and they're like, okay, I don't know if I'm going to make the jump to going to a naturopathic doctor, but are there some tips that you can still pass on that somebody might start to consider?
Well, sure. I mean, we talked about a lot of them today. It's all the lifestyle changes that you can implement right off the bat, and then you can, from there, go to maybe some supplements like echinacea, vitamin C.
Yeah.
And from there, increasing your water, of course, and staying
How much
warm.
are we supposed to drink a day? Just to tell people. Is it 16 ounces?
Half your body weight in ounces of water. So if you weigh
crap.
150,
Okay.
that's 75 ounces of water.
That's a lot of water. You can split it up during the day.
Yeah.
You can make it work for yourself. Okay.
Absolutely.
How about and Dr. Amanda, tips for the regular man
The regular man. What is
or
that?
woman?
What
Yeah, I
is
know.
that?
What is that? There is no regular. I know. And Lord knows I don't want to call us irregular. But
Well,
then there's another sign you need to see a naturopathic doctor.
exactly. Well, again, I really think that the beauty of naturopathic medicine is that individual. And so it is difficult to say, the regular man or woman or whatever that is, but it is making the small commitment, I think, whether it is, okay, so choose one thing and, just increase your water or whatever that is. It can be very, I could say, okay, so this is really simple.
Yeah.
Increase your water. It's not simple.
It's not that simple.
It's
not that
not.
when it's not in your regular routine, it is not that simple. You've
really
got to
is.
create a new habit.
Yeah, exactly. And that's it. It's creating that new habit. Just choose, okay, so that patient and I are going to sit down. We're going to choose one or two things. Do not become overwhelmed.
Yeah, that's
one
great.
simple change.
Yeah.
One simple change at a time, and then you add to it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe next month or next year you'll add another simple change, but hopefully next month.
And so, what are those most important first? I mean, again, can you be that general that there's the most important? I think water. I've really trying to do that. So
you're doing great with your water, Greg. You're doing great with your water.
So I mean, I used to drink coffee all day, so I've replaced coffee with water.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah,
So,
good for you.
Yeah.
I would say increasing fruits and vegetables in your diet would be number one.
Oh, nice.
Because those contain everything.
Yeah.
And hopefully in the organic form, you're going to get a more abundant supply of them.
Right,
as well.
the richer nutrients.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So
In
that would be
organic form.
my first. What about your first?
My thought is just note your sugar intake and start to reduce
Because I bet
it.
you know how many people don't think about
Now,
that? They don't think about it. They
your
do not think
bottle
about
around
it. Yeah.
or your box
Yeah.
and take a look at your ingredients and just look at it and start to decrease that. Sugar is, our body thrives off of it, meaning that it creates that inflammation. And so
Yeah.
your body, and that's when I say thrive off of it, not in a good way.
Right. And again,
Creating that
and
inflammation.
it's everywhere. And I think go through your regular day, consider really consider sugared intake. You're going to be shocked
Yep,
at how much
absolutely.
sugar you take in.
And that includes simple carbohydrates.
Of course it does.
And so what's the number? Maybe look at trying to keep it under 50 grams a day. I mean, challenge yourself.
yeah.
Keep it under 50. See if you can do that.
Wow.
Does that
not-
include natural sugars too? Your apples, and when you're saying sugar intake, I mean, does it have to be packaged or?
I think the natural sugars. Sorry, I have diabetes, so
Yep.
on this.
Excellent.
The
Well done.
natural sugars process a little bit better, but you can't eat a giant box of raisins. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because that is pumped with sugar.
Yeah.
Right,
Or
raises
your
your
dates.
insulin.
Yeah.
Or, yep, I agree.
Yeah.
So so you do need to take that, but really look at those processed sugars because it's in almost everything.
But when you realize you can have 45 sugars in a yogurt with fruit in it, I mean,
That's your sugar
Yeah,
intake
for the day.
you're done.
for the day.
Yeah.
You're done.
And to say that does put it into perspective.
Yeah.
All right, but again, these are small changes. Nobody is actually asking you to change your life in a day, in a week,
Right.
in a month.
Right.
Just go a little at a time
One step at a
because
time.
that also builds your confidence
Right.
in what you're trying to. Again, like you said, Dr. Amanda, people coming in and saying, this is where I want to get to. Well, this is how you can get there.
Yep.
All right. Once again, time is flying too fast. Dr. Amanda Hegnauer can be reached at hdohealth.org. Dr. Pamela Herring, Dr. Pamela NH, drpamelanh.com. Concord Food Co-op, as always, the Concord Food Co-op.coop.